Hello everyone, and welcome to my EastEnders Media News channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Fans of the BBC soap opera EastEnders may anticipate some unsettling scenes as well as some significant discoveries. After a bizarre sequence of events, a resident is informed at the hospital that they may not survive. A significant ultimatum results from the news, but will they heed it? Then, something about one character is discovered that makes another resident nervous. When a character is called out for their heinous deeds, will their victim receive justice? At last, a new character keeps knocking on the Mitchell family's doors, and soon enough, the newcomer's true motivations are hinted at. The main events of the upcoming week in Walford are listed below. Stevie's sudden return to Walford appears to have proved his actual motives, according to EastEnders. Billy Mitchell was taken aback by Stevie Mitchell's return to the square, but supporters remain perplexed as to his true motivation. Although he has stated that he wants to return and spend more time with his family, observers are certain that he has other ideas. On the BBC serial Next Week, it appears that Stevie's motivations have been revealed. Honey is trying desperately to convince Billy to give his dad another chance, but Billy is determined that he doesn't want anything to do with him. Billy is not impressed when Stevie tells him that he wants to get to know Lexi, Will, and Janet better after running into them at the cafe. Billy is not impressed by Honey's tenacity, but she is adamant that the children should be able to know their grandfather. He dashes over to the Queen Vic and orders Stevie not to get near them. Billy becomes even more enraged upon witnessing Will conversing with his grandfather at the cafe. Billy fears that he is becoming more and more like his father, and things almost go violent. Billy is advised by Phil to be with Stevie and discover his true desires. When they later get together for a drink, Billy insists that Stevie explain his purpose for being there. Billy is still icy when Stevie tells him he's simply a lonely man trying to get back in touch with his family. Upon Honey, Will, and Janet's return home, they discover to their dismay that Billy has extended an invitation to Stevie. However, is Stevie being truthful or is he concealing something? In other news, Stevie is starting to doubt Nadine. Although we are aware that she is faking her pregnancy, Jay Brown's family has not yet been informed. Though Jay seems certain that he would act in the child's best interest, what will happen when he discovers the reality that Nadine has another reason for reaching out to her, and that there is no baby? The BBC soap opera EastEnders shows the moment a character learns he could pass away the next week. One inhabitant is terrified for his life after receiving a concerning health diagnosis, and he is informed that he may be murdered very soon if he doesn't modify his ways. George Knight nearly passes out from a dizzy spell following his recent battles. Phil Mitchell and his ex-girlfriend Cindy Beale push him to visit the hospital, where he is tested. At that point, George has a CAT scan from the doctors, who find that he has a brain ailment connected to frequent head trauma. He is in serious danger as a result of the bouts and his injuries, and one more battle could endanger his life. The doctor warns George to cease what he's doing since one blow to the head could kill him. But will George pay attention, or is the character doomed to die? When Elaine Peacock, George's partner, and his daughters Gina and Anna learn that he has been fighting and that Cindy was fully aware of it, they become enraged back in Walford. But Cindy doesn't hesitate to strike out and warn George when she sees him with fight organizer Rufus. Despite being warned he would die if he gets into another battle, it's obvious he's thinking about it. After making the strained promise to her daughters Gina and Anna that she will persuade George to stop fighting, Cindy speaks with George. Cindy suggests George use internet therapy to help him deal with his intense emotions, but George initially rejects her offer. Cindy is eager for him to find alternative methods of coping with the heartbreak he's been through recently when Eddie Knight, his adoptive father, was accused of killing his biological father. In addition, he learned that his adopted mother Gloria had unfortunately passed away in recent weeks, while his biological mother had died months earlier. George is seen calling Rufus to schedule another fight, suggesting that Cindy hasn't reached him. She gives him an ultimatum shortly after, but will it be sufficient to prevent him from carrying it out? Spoilers for EastEnders reveal that Yolanda Truman's tragic narrative with Pastor Clayton will now take a different turn. As viewers are aware, Yolanda was left traumatized in previous episodes on the BBC serial opera after the pastor cruelly attacked her sexually. It was soon discovered that Yolanda was not the only victim of his abuse. During the course of the previous 10 or so years, other women were shown coming forward in flashbacks, one of whom confessed that he had sexually attacked her. Yolanda has found it difficult to handle the aftermath and, although she confided in friend Elaine Peacock, she has not yet told her husband Patrick Truman. But the following week, just as Yolanda makes a bold choice, he discovers the truth and acts accordingly. Given that his wife is acting strangely and raising severe concerns, Patrick is aware that something is seriously wrong. Although he's eager to find out, Yolanda won't engage in conversation with him. Unable to find the right words, she asks Elaine to tell her husband what occurred instead. Viewers will witness Yolanda becoming enraged the next week when Pastor Clayton suggests she's ill, knowing full well what he's done to her. When Patrick tells his wife about his worries, she is appalled as he confides in him without telling her about the attack he committed on Yolanda. At Yolanda's request, Elaine informs Patrick of the truth the following day, and he is devastated. Patrick tries to speak with Yolanda while he tries to digest what he has been told, but she locks herself in the restroom. Soon after, he becomes enraged and goes to confront Pastor Clayton. Yolanda rushes after him after feeling compelled to stop him, and they settle down to discuss her ordeal. Yolanda resolves to report Pastor Clayton to the church authorities after talking with Patrick. When Yolanda informs Levi the following day about her sexual attack by Pastor Clayton, he commends her for her boldness and assures her that he will look into her complaint as soon as possible. However, Patrick becomes enraged at the lengthy procedure and confronts him when he learns that the meeting isn't scheduled until the next week. If nothing is done, Patrick threatens to take matters into his own hands, and before long, he's addressing Pastor Clayton. When Yolanda shows up, she begs him to stop, but will she be able to do so, and will she and Patrick be able to jointly reveal his heinous deeds? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't miss any updates.